square root of each side, feel free to use a calculator. And again, stop here to consider if your solution makes sense. A leg should always be smaller than a hypotenuse. Make sure that it's positive. Also, if there is a unit of measurement listed, like inches or feet or whatever, make sure you put on the label. All right, here is another video. If all of that was confusing, if I've lost you, start by going here. If this link is not working for you, search for this title on YouTube. How do you find a leg? And that will, again, give you an explanation. All right? If that still doesn't help, send me an email, please. Okay? My email address, oh, conveniently, is also here. Okay. So, here are some for you to try. I'll get you started, but I don't want to give you too much. Again, you're using a squared and b squared equals c squared. Now, again, spoiler alert, you're going to be finding one of the legs. So I don't care. You can change it up each time, but every time you will be given at least one leg and the hypotenuse. Okay, so you're always going to have something there. So for example, in this case, the hypotenuse is 13. Okay, so when I do c squared, I'm going to do 13 squared. Now this can be a and b or b and a. Doesn't matter. I typically do my a on the left. I don't know why. I'm just like that. Okay. Simplify that and that. Subtract over. Find your square root. Dun dun dun. You should find an answer. Again, hopefully these all come out as whole numbers. But who knows? I could have made a mistake. If you find a mistake, don't hesitate to let me know. You're not going to hurt my feelings, okay? All right. Good. All right, so here's your daily bonus. I really like this puzzle. So much fun. Let me fold this because I hope you can read this if you have no color in your printer. Okay, so can you find the missing side length? And then email the answer if you think you know. So I want to know, how big is this? Right here. Okay. And you're going to start right here. Okay. So I'll get you going here. In this one, you know this side length and this side length. And you don't know what this is. Okay, so you can do 9 squared plus 12 squared equals, I don't know, 81 plus 144 equals that, and keep on going, right? And when you find that answer, you're going to know this whole length, okay? Now, if you look at where this triangle is sitting, you don't need the whole length, you just need this much. So you'll take whatever this is and subtract off that 3. Okay, and then that's going to be that side length. And you'll use that side length to find your hypotenuse. Now your hypotenuse isn't good enough in this case to find the hypotenuse of the other. So you're going to have to add on the 1 and the 3 to find that hypotenuse. And that side, that leg, right, to find your other leg, and so on, right? Cool. If you followed that, do it. Great. If that just made you like want to hyperventilate, skip it. It's not worth it. All right, or maybe take a break from it, or do it with a friend, or get one of your folks or siblings to help you, or contact me if you like really want to finish it. But the key is don't freak out. It's just supposed to be for fun. Okay. Cool. Okay, here we go. 37 minutes. 37 is my favorite number. I don't know that I love to talk for 37 minutes, but I don't imagine that you love listening to me any more than I enjoy talking for 37 minutes. I would cry if something happened and this video just died. That's happened before, so I'm not going to jinx myself. Here we go. Okay, last chunk. Dun, dun, dun. Pythagorean theorem, when it comes out yucky, when it doesn't come out to be a nice whole number, okay? So far in our lessons, our side lengths have come out to be whole numbers. But what if they don't? Because in real life, things do not come out perfectly. So this is where I just hide underneath my table and cry. No. Run away. No. Quit. No. No. We can persevere with this. It's really not so hard. Okay. There's actually 3 different ways that you can write your solutions when the side length is messy, when it doesn't come out even. In real life, use the form that makes sense to you. If you're doing this for like an academic setting, make sure you pay attention to the instructions here. Okay. So in this case here are my legs. Okay, so in this case, this was A and this is B. So we're trying to find the C. All right, so this is 2 squared and 6 squared. Add those up to get 40. 40 is not a perfect square. The square root of 40 is 6.324 and some numbers. If you are in pre-algebra, you know that this is an irrational number. It cannot be written as a fraction. It never ends. It never terminates. So therefore, can't write it perfectly if we write it in decimal form because we're always going to have to round. Okay. Yep, an irrational number never ends or terminates, which makes it pretty difficult to write down an accurate solution. So those of you who slaved through irrational and rational numbers and wanted to know why, here it is again. This is why we spend so much time on it, okay? Okay, so what do you do if you get something like this? So you have 3 options. Boom, boom. This guy clear over here. Okay. All right, so let's talk about method 1. So use a scientific calculator to find the square root of 58 in decimal form. And read the instructions to see what place value to round to. I don't have my scientific calculator because it's at school. If you have most scientific calculators, it looks like this. If you don't know how to find a square root on your calculator, can you take a picture of your calculator and send it to me, and I'll tell you how to do that. Again, if you don't have a scientific calculator at home, I have a website for a free one, and it has square root on there. Okay. So in this example, you're going to round to the nearest tenths. That's one place value after the 0. So if it came out to be 6.324 da 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 da, here's the tenths. Here's my neighbor 2. It says to stay at 3 because 32 is closer to 30 than it is to 40. So x is about, notice the squiggle, because we don't use equal when we round, 6.3. The problem with that is this isn't 100% accurate. It's pretty good, right? If you're like measuring to, I don't know, build something, and the 100th or 1000th place value is not that important to you, then just round, right? You may not even need 6.3. You might just need 6, right? But if it is really important, then maybe don't use that because it requires rounding, okay? All right, that's option 1. Option 2, just leave it as a radical. Keep the square root symbol over it and be done, okay? So rather than, calculating that out, just leave it just like that. X equals the square root of 40. That's your final answer, okay? Don't do anything else with it. The problem with that is that the value of radicals are somewhat hard to understand. So let's just pretend that I went to McDonald's. Gosh, I miss McDonald's. I have wanted a Filet-O-Fish sandwich so stinking bad, and you guys know how much I love Diet Coke. I haven't had a Diet Coke in 16 days. Seriously, the struggle is real. I have no idea what I was talking about. I was just talking about fish sandwiches and Diet Coke. That's what happens when you talk to a pregnant person about food. I have absolutely no idea what I was saying. Hold on. Yeah, okay, sorry. So if you went somewhere, I can't even talk about food anymore, and the cashier tells you that your total is the square root of 40. Like what? What is that, right? You might be able to say, well, 40 is between 60 and 40, nope, 36 and 49. Square root of 36 is 6, and square root of 49 is 7, so it'd be somewhere between 6 and 7. Like, but you don't want to do that, right? It's not practical, because people don't have this stuff memorized, right? There used to be charts and tables in the back of our textbooks for this sort of thing. Thank gosh, we don't have to do that anymore. So this is okay if you're using it to do other math, but it's not okay for like practical purposes, to really know what that means, okay? Okay, we could also simplify the radical, if that's possible, by factoring out perfect squares. Again, pre-algebra classes, we did this. Third hour, we were just about to do this. This is kind of really important. It's not something, though, that I want to try to teach you from a distance. I will give you a link, though, that you can go to if you want to learn this, okay? So, for example, a perfect square, so a number that its square root is a whole number, right, is 4. So 4 times 10 is the same as 40, right? If I break it down, okay. Square root of 4 is 2. I can't break down this 10 anymore. So my simplified version is x equals 2 square roots of 10. Now again, that is just like this, where it doesn't really make sense, right? 2 square roots of 10 doesn't help me any more than the square root of 40. They mean the same thing, right? This is beneficial because as you move on to do other math, it's easier to work with than this in some cases, okay? So my suggestion is use this for real life. Use these when you have to be precise, or use them for other math, but maybe not real life, unless you're like gonna land a, I don't know, thing on Mars, which might happen in your life. That'd be cool. So, here we go. Since not everyone has learned to simplify radicals, we're going to convert our radicals to a decimal and round. So we're going to use this first strategy for us. Okay. All of these strategies have their own benefits and limitations. In real life, you would use whatever strategy is most beneficial to you. Okay. Now, here's the important thing. If you would like a crash course, so that's 3rd and 4th hours, or if you want a refresher, that's for 5th and through 9th hours on how to simplify radicals, you can watch this lesson on YouTube. So if you are desperately bored and you want something to do, please search for this lesson, Objective 15 Runs, or you can go to this link. If you want some practice questions for that, shoot me an email and I'd be happy to send you an email. Again, this is something that will be on the proficiency test. So it'd be something good to learn if you are motivated and want to do that. I'm not going to force it on you from a distance, though, because that lesson makes people cry on a good day. So I'm not going to force you. Okay, last page, you guys. We made it. All right, here's some fun practice. I cannot take credit for this. I bought this from a teacher website. I don't buy things. I'm so cheap, but I thought it was so cool. I invested in your education. I hope it goes well for you. So use your answers to guide you to the end of the maze. So you are going to start here. Hey, Pumpkin, did you come in to say goodnight? I'm talking forever to the kids. I'm almost done, though.
My mom said you're doing homework forever.
You're doing homework forever. You can sit here if you're quiet, okay, Pumpkin?
Okay.
Okay. Do you want to play with a marker?
Yeah.
How about you write your name for the kids?
Yeah, cause your kids want to see me.
I'm sure they do, because Silas is in pre-K and he's been doing homework too. We struggle, but he's learning a lot, and we finally learned the letter F. So that was a huge accomplishment in this house. I also learned that to be a terrible pre-K teacher. Anyway, sorry. So what you'll do is you'll find there's your legs, so A and B, or you could do A and B, it doesn't matter. And then C, okay? And then probably on a separate piece of paper, you'll do A squared plus B squared equals C squared, and figure it out. And the point of it is that it may or may not come out to be a whole number, okay? If the answer is 9, you'll go that way. the answer is 24.1, you'll go that way. If the answer is 8.2, you'll go that way, and then that's your next question. I believe there's only one way to solve this. Yeah, Pumpkin.
I want to make a very cool picture.
Go for it.
So that the kids could like it.
Sure thing. You gotta do it pretty quick though, because we're almost done, finally. Okay, hopefully that's fun for you. Hopefully that's easy-ish for you. If it's not, again, do not make yourself crazy over this. Go do some CS or some lit or take a walk or, I don't know, do something else besides stress out about math, okay? Wow, why do you smell like, shaving cream? That's not a good sign. I have a feeling I'm gonna find.
I made a heart.
Oh, that's sweet, babe. Never seen you make a heart before. Good job. All right, so here's your bonus. We'll talk about applications of the Pythagorean theorem in actual real-world situations. That's coming up next week. I'm writing that one for you right now. But before then, consider how you might actually use this Pythagorean theorem in real life. Because I'm writing these from scratch, I have pretty much nothing right now. If you could give me some, I don't know, suggestions, perhaps I'll rip off your idea and write a word problem out of it. They say that stealing ideas is the highest compliment, so there you go. Send your examples to me at, I've lost count of how many times I put my email address in there, but there you go. Okay.
May one of your students.
Can we show them? Okay, I have to put it down here. Okay, there we go. The letter S is really hard, isn't it?
Yeah.
S-I-L-A-S. Is this your heart?
Yeah.
Good job. And this is your guy?
Yeah. No,
Yep.
your student.
These are my students. Yeah, that's what they look like when their brains are all scrambled doing math.
No. He was one person that I know in your class.
You know our neighbor. Yeah. Is that our friend?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll let him know.
Friend.
Our neighbor. Never mind. Okay. Hey, the most important thing is that you guys stay safe and that you stay healthy. Stay the heck in your house unless you have to do something. I don't want to see y'all playing basketball at Central School or walking by my house with your friends, making everyone sick. I'm going to start throwing stuff out my windows and yelling at you if you keep doing that, because this business is not going to end anytime soon if y'all are out spreading germs with each other. Because I want to see you guys soon. I want to see you before May. I want to see you graduate, and we're not going to get there if you're not doing your part in ending this. So stay safe, keep healthy, make sure your families are healthy. You take care of you and your mental health and your emotional health first. Academics come second, but academics do probably come before 40 hours of binge watching Netflix. This weird pause on life is never going to happen again, so I will tell you to enjoy it while it lasts. But don't let your brains turn into mashed potatoes either. Okay?
Mashed potatoes.
Mashed potatoes. All right. Hey, guys, I miss you a lot. Feel free to shoot me an email if you need anything at all. Okay? Wanna say bye, kids?
Bye.
Bye, kids. Bye.
Bye, kids. Can I just color a little more?
Sure thing. Bye, kids.